Hello, my magicals. Welcome back. Okay, so glad to have you guys here. Okay, so what I'm doing is I have decided that the first deck I'm going to use is Angels and Ancestors by Carl Gray. I'm going to walk you through it today really quickly. What I'm going to start doing is I'll launch the deck exploration on a Tuesday, and then on Wednesday on my Facebook group, I do a What's Happening Wednesday with cards. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll leave my Facebook link below in the comments, and all you need to go and do is you need to go and sorry, my dog's coming to drink water every single time the camera goes on. And then what you're going to do is you can go and check on it, like the page, and then you can see the cards in action the next day. Okay. So I think it's quite a nice way for you to actually interact with the cards after you've actually seen them on the video. All right. Okay, so please guys, like, share, subscribe. It'll really keep the algorithms going and more people get to see this. So for those who have huge gratitude, and so glad to have you back. Right, so we're starting with the Carl Gray deck. Now, I have to start, T's and C's before we start. Okay, this is not a knock on anybody else who works with cards. This is a personal thing. We all have our own journeys. I absolutely do not give a flying rat's ass about the cardstock, about the size of the edges, about what the box looks like. As long as they arrive all neat and secure and all of that, I'm happy, okay? I generally keep my cards out next to my work desk with a crystal on it. So for me, the box is a transportation thing, really, okay? These videos are not going to be about all of that kind of administrative stuff. Unless something really sticks out to me, I'm really not going to be focusing on that. I'm really going to be focusing on the energy of the cards, because that's, I think, the most important thing. For me, a card set is very much about how it feels when I work with it, you know, what the imagery is like, the artwork, the messages. Those things are hugely important to me. Okay, right, so let's get into it. Right, okay, also I know that you can't see all the cards. I am working up in a different setup. Just bear with me for the moment. I'd rather get the information out than not at all. Okay, so this is the box. Carl Gray, Angels and Ancestors. Now, I don't normally, okay, go for anything in the box. This is something very specific. I love that he has placed two messages, the top and the bottom of the box. The top message is Guardians of the Four Corners, Mother in the Earth, Father in the Sky, Angels, Ancestors, Sacred Ones, I call on you and welcome you here now. The bottom of the box says, I set the intention that whatever is gained from the lessons learned from this tool will be dedicated to the growth of all beings in all places. Okay, now the reason I'm showing you this is because for me, that is absolutely categorically setting the tone for the card set. The thing that I love most about this feel of the set is that there is a huge diverse range of different characters that he brings in and different symbols and things like that. But for me, very much, there's a very deep, soulful, earthy kind of shamanic vibe to this set. And it's really intrinsically, the only word I can use, it's probably one of the most soulful decks I have. I have quite a number of decks. I think I'm over 70 decks now. I think something like that. Okay. And I can honestly tell you that this is honestly one of the most soulful decks that I have. Okay. So that is one of the things that I absolutely love about this deck. The depth of the messages and the artwork, the diversity is just unbelievable. And I'm going to take you through that all now. Okay. So in the little book, you obviously get your little book with you. I do quickly just want to talk to you about how he separated the cards, and I will take you through each section and I'll show you the cards. He's broken the cards into 4 sets. Okay, so the first part are what he calls the sacred ones, and there's a whole range of different characters that come to play in the sacred ones. Okay, so these are actually characters, they're not items and things, they are characters that come in to grant messages from spirit. Okay, your second one are guardians and messengers. Again, they are characters again that come in to give messages and you know, communicate what needs to be guarded and guided and protected. Okay, Then you've got the symbols. Now those are animals and inanimate stuff like drums and arrows and stuff like that. And then the fourth part of it, he's got the seasons, which I absolutely love. I love, love, love that. He's included the 4 seasons. Okay. So this is the indicator. The set of the 4 seasons is an indicator of time as well. It's one of the only time indicators in the deck. So if you are doing a reading and the reading comes up with winter in it or something like that, it's very possible that depending on your question and the layout that you're working with, that winter may be the time that your manifestation comes to fruition, for example. Okay. So love that. Love that. Okay. Because unless you really know cards, especially, and then even then it's like a tarot thing. You would have to know that, okay, if you know, sometimes if you're asking for an indication of when something will come to fruition or when it will manifest, they may give you a card that falls into Sagittarius, like a Sagittarian card, like a hierarchy in the major arcana. You might draw, for example, the Chariot, and then they're going to go, oh, okay, that's Cancer. So that's going to be, it'll come to fruition during Cancerian season and all that. Unless you actually know that about the tarot, you kind of like up, Pooh Creek without a paddle, because, unless you really know the major arcana like that, or even the suits that you get, you're not really going to be like clues to as what the time frame is. So I really like that you get seasons in this. Really, really lovely. Okay, so one of the things that rocked my world completely and utterly when I started this, okay, in his little handbook, he explains the deck and he explains about the different the warrior symbols and the seasons and the guardians. For example, just a quick sentence here. In the deck, this is the sacred ones. In the deck, you will find a selection of 30 wise ones of times gone past. Okay. It's a gathering of incredible souls who are dedicated to passing on ancient wisdom from beyond. Right. So that's the energy that the wise ones carry. The guardians and messengers, there are 12 guardian spirits who will bring miraculous messages of guidance and healing. Okay. Warrior symbols. Okay. When these warrior symbols appear in a reading, they can reveal important information that will help you understand what you need to do next. Okay. Then the winter seasons, every year the seasons come and go and bring powerful energies with them. The season cards bring messages that will help you move into the flow of life and also indicate the timing of a message in a more linear sense. Okay, so just as I was saying about timing, I love that about these cards. Okay, but that's not all. He's like a very mark ad, this guy. It's fantastic. He talks about how they work, but he does ceremonies. Oh my God. Now, you all know that I'm big into rituals and ceremonies and things like that, right? He does a connection ceremony that rocked my world in ways I cannot explain to you. All right, how to connect with your cards. Okay, so all of you know that I'm a witch. I work with the seasons, I work with the elements, and I work with the directions very strongly: north, south, east, west. What rocked my world about this is he goes back to that like almost like pagan-y kind of connecting with nature vibe. I think that's why it's so soulful. Like, I know that there's quite a masculine energy around these cards, but you can feel Gaia in the cards. Like, it's such a strong energy. And he says, face west and say, face east and say, guardians of the east, angels of air, thank you for bringing your presence and blessings. Like a cool breeze, fill this oracle with clarity. Thank you for helping its messages shift perceptions to the miraculous. It feels so good to know that this can unlock my inner vision. I welcome your blessings from the east. Come on, people. Seriously. This man has got it going on. Like, honestly, I could not even begin to explain how that rocked my world. Okay, so that was one of the main things that I just loved about it. And then he talks about conducting different readings with it, etc., cleansing your cards. And then there's a cleansing, he gives you a cleansing ceremony for the cards as well. And very cool, he offers a very different spread that I haven't seen before called the Celtic Compass spread. And it looks like so. So I really love that. I really, really love that about these cards. I thought it was just absolutely, absolutely stunning. Okay. One of the things that appealed to me in his decks, and I haven't seen this in many Oracle decks, is on page 12 of the book, approaching Oracle cards with integrity. Now, that speaks very strongly to the energy he's placed in creating these cards. Okay, so for me, that's a really big one. That's a huge one, in fact, because I'm Like it's huge. So he says, don't pick up your deck when you are under the influence of alcohol, you're emotionally overwhelmed, you've had an argument or disagreement, you aren't prepared to be told the truth. You will get best results when you've just done a meditation, you're starting your day, you've been walking in nature, you've just come out of a bath. I love that he puts that in, okay, because that is like, not everybody is at the level, we're all at different levels with our readings and our cards. So this is a nice, like almost beginner's guide for somebody like who's not 100% clear on working with oracles and things like that. I love this so, so much. I feel like he's really covered it and really tried to give people the best kind of energy with these cards. Okay, like the best experience is the word I'm looking for with these cards. Okay, so let's start. Right, so sacred ones, 30 cards. I know that I said I'm not into admin and all of that, but let me explain to you about these cards. First of all, oh my god, that color is just absolutely spectacular. Secondly, there's an owl on it, and I have a love for owls. But more than that, I've got a feeling with stuff. It's called shaved legs, fresh linen feeling. You girls all know that feeling when you've got nice shaved legs and you get into fresh linen. It's the best feeling in the world. That's how these cards feel. They are so uber sexy. They smooth, they matte, they okay. The only thing I look at is matte and gloss because when you're recording, gloss becomes very difficult hitting lights and stuff like that. So this is huge for me. This is absolutely huge. So when I'm talking to you about the diversity, all right, let's just go through some of the cards. All right. So the first one, the warrior. Okay. Now, to me, this has actually got a Maori feel to it, like a New Zealander feel, more than just a Native American. That's very, very, very like no, New Zealandish. Um, and he's beautiful. Okay, so the artwork on these cards is spectacular. It's absolutely spectacular. There is nothing about this card set that I can say that doesn't feel like it's in alignment. I have got a set coming up. I'm doing a chakra wisdom tarot in the next couple of weeks. And unfortunately, she's got everything so right. And then there's just one card that just really doesn't align with the rest of the deck. And I'm like, it's such a big card. Like, why? So all I'm saying is it's just, yeah, there's nothing about this deck for me personally that feels off or unbalanced. Okay. Then you've got sage. So then we come into the Hindu energy. Okay. What's next? Oh, love this. Oracle. Okay, now we're going into Greek energy, the Oracle of Delphi, right? He's gone into so much detail. Shit, I'm missing the card. That the snake around her arm, there's believed to have been, for those who don't know, in Delphi, there's believed to have been a massive python in Delphi, okay, that carried the energy of the oracle and things like that. There's a big myth around the Oracle of Delphi. It wasn't actually a myth. They did actually sit over this vaporous thing and then they channeled. But he's got this down pat, the maiden of Elphi, like he's got of Delphi. He's actually got of Elphi, like Delphi, but just further to the east. Okay, then we've got Egypt. We've got High Priestess. Okay, again, details. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely, absolutely incredible. Traveler. Check out this. Got a very Moroccan vibe there. Top of Africa going there, right? Look at this. Hunter. Okay, now this takes me to Beltane. This takes me to Beltane, and it takes me to that whole that old pagan ritual where the hunter chases the maiden in ancient in Celtic myths and things like that. He's got this one down pat as well, and even the tattoos, the Celtic emblems and things on the tattoos, unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And there we have Jesus, great teacher. Do you see what I mean about the diversity? This dude has covered everything, man. How fantastic is this? One of my favorite cards. Check out the Hocus Pocus. We got the Gypsy going, Seer. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And then we have the Lumerians and the Palladians, Stargazer coming in. There is not much this guy has not. Check out the Aboriginal, the Elder. He's not much he hasn't covered in this, okay? And oh, the artwork, oh god, and the feel of these cards. Knights Templar, Knight. Check out the sacred rose behind it and the arch of the church behind it. Very, very, very nice details. I am loving this. The Shaolin Masters. Now we're in China. Okay, so you're getting the vibe that these cards, African, Medicine Mother. that these cards are very inclusive. It's not just, and they even, oh, there we go. We did have one in here. We have got an animal in here, spirit fox. Okay. That these cards are incredibly, incredibly inclusive. It doesn't feel like he has been specified, like that he's left out. So this is kind of a Nordic, kind of Celtic vibe. There's a mix. He's kind of feels Nordic, but then there's a Celtic cross vine around the top of it. But then, of course, the Nordics did actually invade them. So check out Gaia, Mother Earth. How beautiful is that? How absolutely incredible is that? Okay, so the cards go on and on and on. Please do like the Facebook page and have a look on it, because you'll see that they, as soon as the next day after this, I will then use these cards. I have before, I will then use them again. All right. What I do want to say to you quickly, just so I've just opened up to Druid, also a Celtic one, and the way that he writes his messages are beautiful. So he does a thing where he says Druid, which is hold space. That's the inclination of what it's going towards. Then he gives a message. Then he talks about, and he gives you a history of where the Druids come from, and then he gives an extended message. So it goes in depth about what the Druid is. Okay, so there's quite a concise thing, and it's the way that he writes it. They're clear, they're concise. So the message from the Druid, it says hold space. And it's holding things together. Don't make any sudden moves or changes. Stand strong, knowing you are where you're supposed to be. Okay. And then he goes on in a reading. It talks about not changing your plans, not doing anything drastic, staying on course, etc., etc. So his messages are very, very clear, but they are beautifully, beautifully orchestrated. Okay, so the guardians now, we have a range of different guardians coming up. Okay, so the first guardian we have is the Earth Guardian. Look how beautiful that is. You get a very Raphael feel from him with the green and the energy of it. Okay. I like that he's got the green on his third eye, because when you are looking with when you're working with your third eye stuff, your third eye is very much about understanding the connectivity of everything, seeing the bigger picture. So I really like that for this card. I think that's a really nice detail. Okay, then we have the Water Guardian. Oh, look at this. The Direction Guardian. I mean, come on, people. You can't. I mean, this is just spectacular. Go and get yourself a pack. The Fire Guardian. Okay. The Medicine Guardian. The Animal Guardian. I love that. She's actually on the cover of the box. The Mirror Guardian. Look how beautiful that artwork is. It's just spectacular. The Magic Guardian. Again, you see the diversity here. The Protection Guardian. Oh, I love this. The Heart Guardian. Look at this. The Guardian Angel. How beautiful is that? The feathers. Always the feathers. And then we've got the Air Guardian. Okay, so those are your guardians, the messengers that bring miraculous messages of healing and guidance. Okay, so then we go into what he calls the warrior symbols. I'm not going to go through all of them, but like, for example, you have broken arrow, and the message here is embrace the energy of peace. Okay, then you've got the drum, which is dream and journey. Okay, you've got eagle, see from a higher perspective. Okay, and then what he does include here, which I love, he includes the moon, take note of intuitive messages. He includes the sun as well. All right, which says here, enjoy success and happiness. All right, so you've got a couple of those as well. And then finally, you've got the 4 seasons coming through like that. Okay, so winter, take care of your needs. Autumn, right? How beautiful is the autumn one with the crow, magic. Oh God, I love that. Release the old and rest. Spring. Okay, the hair, see your seeds grow. Now understand that the hair, okay, also pertains to Austere, the goddess Austere, a Germanic goddess, who kind of was taken over into Christian beliefs with Easter and the Easter Bunny and things like that. So this is a very poignant illustration, all right, taking her and acknowledging that energy of Esther as well. All right, and then we've got summer, bask in joy and light with a little bee. Okay, guys, these cards are absolutely, absolutely incredible. I'm going to say to you that if you're looking for an oracle set, you will not go wrong with the set. And I mean that with every fiber of my being. I understand that a lot of people don't align with shamanic stuff at different stages in their journey. But I honestly want to say to you that these cards, if you want accurate answers, if you want soulful answers, so if you're in the process of really healing, really trying to move forward, get yourself a pack. They are absolutely, absolutely spectacular. Okay, so I hope that you've enjoyed this. We will get some readings going this week. Because 2020 has been fantastic, my beautiful Delilah child, my bauble, was in a dog fight on Sunday. So everything just kind of, my week just started like bang. So it's just been a little bit crazy. But what we're going to be doing is I'm going to do some readings this week. And then don't forget to, I'll put my other YouTube channel below as well. Don't forget to like that one if you aren't on that one, because then you'll be getting the healing stuff, and the full moon readings and things like that are going to be done on that channel still. I'm not going to swap them over. I'm keeping this for a whole different vibe. But I will see you later on in the week. Have an absolutely spectacular week. I cannot wait to connect with you again. And go and check out the What's Happening Wednesday tomorrow, because the cards will be used in that, and then you'll actually get to see the typed up messages and things like that as well. So sending you lots of love as always, and so looking forward to connecting with you soon. Big loves.